Are media outlets admitting their mistakes when heavy reliance on one source results in false reporting, as we saw in the coverage of the Gaza hospital blast? Joining us to discuss the challenges of responsible journalism is the director of the epic TV series, The Presidential Roller Coaster. Roger Simon, thank you so much for joining us. Great to have you back on the show.
Oh, glad to be back.
We saw a flip-flop, if you will, on the coverage of the Gaza hospital blast. In the beginning, several major media outlets like the New York Times and the Wall Street Journal covered full-page spreads on Israeli strike kills 500 in hospital blast. And then as more information came out, there were different headlines saying, oh, the U.S. says Israel is not behind this. But as far as we know, no outlet has come out with a major correction as new evidence comes out. What do you make of coverage of this by these major media outlets?
It's despicable and corrupt. And also, it's an indication that maybe the people doing these things late at night, which is when this news came in, are very junior players who just got out of Columbia Journalism School and know nothing of history. Because one of the very obvious things about the Israeli-Palestinian conflict in its many years is that the Palestinians, not just Hamas, but many others, hide their weapons inside hospitals and schools, and this has been well known. So actually, when the news broke, my first assumption was not what apparently is true, which is that it was an Islamic Jihad rocket gone astray, which often happens. I thought it was just weapons blowing up inside the school that were hidden there, because that has also happened. But historically, like, these people didn't know anything about any of that. I mean, because if you had, you would go, well, wait a minute here, let's just report this in a neutral manner. That's one aspect. The other aspect is, particularly the New York Times has a very bad history regarding Israel, which is particularly strange since its founders were Jewish.
And one argument is that in breaking news situations, media have to just update things as information comes in. But critics are saying that the damage has already been done. We're seeing large protests erupt after these headlines. What's your take on the media's role in covering events like this?
Terrible, in a word. And I think it goes back to that famous quotation from Churchill about, I won't get it right, but basically it was a lie goes around the world before the truth can get his pants on, or something like that. But in reality, in Churchill's day, it was a lot slower than it, and now it goes around the world in digital time.
And on that note, the New York Times gold badge or media badge on X, or formerly Twitter, was removed. It's now the blue badge. What's your understanding of why that was done?
Well, I think what we've just been talking about is why I think Elon Musk recognized what, many of us have recognized, that this is a very malign influence and that you cannot do things like that. And they should have better editorial checks. I, for many years, ran PJ Media, and I once made a big boo-boo at midnight that went around the world. I could see, but I only did it once. They do it a lot, and that's not good, and they should have checks and balances. We had a very small staff. They should have checks and balances on this.